Denny, Mark Dembski, KTXL Television. Given the success you and your team have had recently, but yet the challenges that you talk about here at Infineon, I'll make it simple. Can you win here on Sunday?
We can, but we have to have a lot of things go our way. Last year, I'm trying to remember. I know we led some laps, legitimate led laps, and I think we lost some spots on pit road. We finished fifth, and so we have a chance. We had the same cars we had here last year. We haven't, updated anything. We haven't just spent a whole lot of time on our road course program because we're concentrating so much on getting other tracks better. So when I come here, it's there's a balance because there's a wave of momentum that we're riding right now, and you feel all jacked up, but reality sets in the first couple laps that you take around the track, and it's like it's not as easy as it is on the ovals for us right now.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. Denny, based off the comments you made after last weekend's race in relation to the debris caution, but just saying, hey, maybe this is, we need to put on a good show for the fans, that type of thing. What kind of feedback have you gotten in relation to those comments? I think you kind of reiterated those comments earlier this week, on Inside NASCAR, also on the Showtime show. What kind of comment?
Yeah, well, at no point was I the first one to say, get pissed off about that caution, because I knew it was going to happen. Legitimate or not, the odds are that we were going to have some kind of non-wreck caution in the last half of the race. It's Pocono was the same way. We kind of had a long green flag spell, and I knew it was going to matter of time. I was like, we're going to see a caution here shortly for one reason or another. I think there's always debris around the track. Without a doubt, you can call anything debris. I can look out right now and I can see debris pretty close to the racetrack, and you can say that that's it, and it's a legitimate safety hazard. But I just think it's the timing of maybe let's all right, there it is right there. Let's pick it up, tighten things up. Let's regroup. But it's for the sake of show, that's it's okay. But the sake of competition, it's not always the right thing. But I think if we weren't talking about that last week, if NASCAR would have let it go, then people were going to be talking about a boring race, and that's something that we don't need right now.
Yeah, to follow it up, so you're saying that there are debris cautions that aren't legitimate?
No, I think that they are, but I think that they just kind of sometimes they don't throw the caution. I think that there's debris out there all the time. There's always debris that they could throw a legitimate caution for. But I think sometimes they just kind of let it go when maybe things are getting, mixed up and things like that. And other times when things are spread out, let's tighten it back up. It doesn't take, you don't have to be so smart to realize, that these things are not just by chance.
Another thing I want to ask you, you're on a roll now, and I'm sure when other drivers come to the track, they say, we got to beat the 11. Is there a driver now in NASCAR, in your mind, when you look in the rearview mirror and you say, I don't want to see him there, kind of like Earnhardt in the years past and Pierce and other guys before that?
Everyone is so close nowadays. There's no one person that you fear. It's like anybody nowadays is as potent as anyone at the end of these races. You never know who's got the fastest car on the last run. It's tough to say. I think at different racetracks you fear different people more than others. For me, if it's a big track like last week, the 9 or the 2 is one of the tougher ones to beat on restarts. Short tracks, Gordon and those guys, Tony Stewart, they're tough to beat, especially right behind you. So it's I think it's just there's a large group nowadays. I just think today in the world of competition that NASCAR has got, that they're just a much larger group than what there used to be when it was Pearson and Petty and those guys back in the day, that they knew that they had to beat that guy because that guy had just as good equipment. Now it's everyone's got the same stuff, and it's just who makes the best of it.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius NASCAR Radio. What's your approach to qualifying today? And, certainly for the fans, a unique view of qualifying. What about behind the wheel?
It typically is a struggle for me. I mean, we are getting, a healthy second off and practice, and any other racetrack we would be in big trouble. But you can pick up speed here. It's a lot like Pocono and those tracks. When you qualify, you're like, where those speeds come from? You find a little bit, and it goes a long way, especially when you have 11 corners. So we're gonna just try to get better. And for me, I think we go out pretty late, so I'm just gonna study every car on TV to find out where guys are losing the most and where guys are gaining the most, and then try to take advantage of that.
Curtis Pashalka, Contra Costa Times. Denny, obviously we're not even halfway through the season here, but do you allow yourself to, think ahead to the chase and potentially winning a championship this year?
I mean, you always think about it, but I'm no fool, and I'm not going to sit here and say that, everyone's going to have to beat us, because we're not in September yet. We're a long way from September, but I can, assure you, anytime people talk about peaking too early, it's more an excuse than anything. The reason that they're not running as good right now. Anyone will tell you, yeah, you got a fast enough car. Everyone out there is trying to win each and every week. Don't let anyone fool you and to think that they're not. So for us, I think we've got the best stuff right now. I feel like, but there's a lot of different areas of our race car that still could be quite a bit better, that we're going to continue to get better. Right now it's things are good, but I definitely feel like, come September, we're going to be better than what we are at this point.